Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I've been away for a bit, just contemplating where I want to go, what I want to do. Those of you who have watched my videos before will know that I used to do or was doing a lot of intuitive readings on here, which I am sort of swaying away from. So today I'm focusing on a couple of tools. That's what I want to focus on my YouTube channel, giving you ideas of tools that I use every single day and with some of my coaching clients that maybe will help you along your own way in your own like self-coaching journey. So the readings are still going to happen. I've just decided that it doesn't feel comfortable for me to put readings in such an open space like YouTube. It doesn't feel good for me. It makes me feel a little bit vulnerable and a little bit open. So anytime I'm doing readings or I'm doing like personal shares of like stories in my own life that could possibly help people, I will be putting those in a separate space, which I'm going to talk about more over the next few weeks. Okay, so for now, let's look at what does it mean to do the work, to do the inner work. So you may have heard people saying like, he's really needing to do the inner work, or like somebody who will say like of themselves, like, well, I've come so far because I've spent so much time doing the inner work. So what is the inner work? So a lot of people have asked me, and I've seen it online as well, like, what is the inner work? What do we do? How do we do it? How do you do this inner work that everybody's talking about? So I'm going to give my opinion and my experience, and then you see what you take, what you don't take, what you use, what you don't use. So to start with, to do the inner work, the first thing I want to share is that it's not something that has to actually be really complicated. It's not a journey that you need to kind of learn completely new things that you've never learned. You probably will along the way. But for me, the biggest tool is starting right now, starting where you are. So every single day, or, like at any single given moment, we are given opportunities to do the inner work. So let's say you are at home with maybe your children and something comes up and it causes a reaction or an emotion within you. It's an opportunity to pause, either during or after. Sometimes it's better to do it after, to come back when you have time and say, what was that? How did it feel? Bring it back into your body and then see what you're going to do with it. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that to me, the way that the world works, the way that the universe works, the way that our lives are interconnected with everybody else, is that lessons and opportunities for inner work are constantly coming up for us. So there will be lots of things that you just need to become aware of in your everyday life. That's all it is. Whether it's with your children, whether it's at work, whether it's with friends, whether it's with family members. The minute you pause and you say, how do I feel about this? What does it teach me about myself? What sort of journey could it take me on? What would I like to change? Obviously, this is a simplistic way of looking at it, but I think what I'm trying to say is if you don't even know where to start, that's a good starting point. Saying to yourself, every single moment is offering opportunities for the inner work if I choose to take them. Okay, the second thing I'm going to tell you is that it really is about setting an intention to do it. So I think I've met a lot of people who will say, I'm not ready to do the inner work. I'm waiting for a time when it feels right, or I feel like the way that we are, the way that the world is, the way that we are designed as human beings, connecting with our soul missions and connecting with others within our circles and in our networks, it's almost like we are ready all the time to do the inner work. There is always time. There's nothing to wait for. It's always there waiting for you. So it's a matter of saying, I'm ready to take the journey. Okay. So how can we do that? Setting an intention is a really powerful way to say, I'm ready now to step up with compassion, with gentleness, being my main support structure. You become your number one person who is Like, this is for me. I'm doing this for me. I'm standing in my power for me, and I'm going to start doing the inner work for me. And I'm allowing, if this resonates for you, I'm allowing Spirit, God, the universe to step in and guide me. Something that's been so powerful for me along the way, and it still is, and I'm still learning, and I'm nowhere near like there. I don't know if we're ever there, is just taking that first step, is saying, I'm going to start and I'm going to see where the path leads. There's actually a card in one of my oracle decks that says, like, the path will light up as you walk. You're not going to see the whole path. But if you just take that first step, the next like stepping stone will light up and it will just keep going. And if you rely on your spirit guide team or God or your angels or whatever resonates for you, the journey becomes that much easier and that much more fulfilling. I know that that's a really simple way of looking at it, but to me, doing the inner work is setting the intention to do it and looking out for opportunities every single moment. I mean, it doesn't have to be every single moment, but I think you know where I'm going with it. But like every single day, these things are coming up for you in order to help you and bring opportunities. And sometimes the most difficult, most challenging things that are coming up for you will yield the most beautiful results in the long run if you are willing to go within. Now, what is going within? That's my third thing. Going within is intentionally taking time to be on your own with yourself, listening, feeling, sensing. Now, I could tell you do this, do this, do this. It's literally different for everyone, but the more intuition you use, the more you tap into you, the more you cut out the external noise. So, phones, TV, people, noise, busyness, events, family, whatever's taking up most of your time. It doesn't even need to be like a lot of time, but intentionally setting aside, maybe starting off with 5 to 10 minutes a day, preferably more if you can, and saying, this is my time to go within and just trusting what comes up. Sometimes it's as simple as sitting and closing your eyes, maybe saying a prayer, maybe asking to connect with guides or angels. I'm going to do more videos about that coming up soon. You'll see those coming up after this one, how to connect with your spirit guide team, how to connect with your guardian angel. Those will be coming, and then maybe those will be helpful as well. Um, and then just trusting that in those moments of alone time, that your inner voice will start to get louder because it will. But you need to be willing to sit in the silence, maybe the discomfort, and allow it to come to the surface. And the last thing I was going to say is there are a multitude of tools that you can use, and sometimes it's just starting and becoming curious. So for me, it looks like oracle cards, tarot cards, prayer, meditation, visualization. I do conscious dance, conscious voice work. I do humming. I do energy balancing. All of these things have come about from sitting in my space and asking what is needed, and then finding the tools as I go. So at one point, I needed tools for past life regression. It came up on my YouTube. I watched it. It gave me so much insight and literally led to the most amazing amount of healing in terms of things that in this lifetime I was not yet healed from. Um, yeah, YouTube's amazing. If you start looking, you will find, you will find, you will find. So I think that's all I wanted to say for this video is the inner work does not have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a massive mountain to climb. Even if the mountain in front of you feels really big, you don't fly to the top of the mountain. It would be amazing to do that. But it's the same as that pathway analogy. You start summiting a mountain by taking a step, which actually reminds me of a really good visual to keep in mind. When people summit Mount Everest, they don't go from the bottom to the top. They have to like acclimatize to the different like altitude levels. And I've always found that to be a really good analogy for inner work. You might go up a little bit and then you have to come down again. And you might go up a little bit higher the next day and then you have to come down again. Maybe eventually you're ready and you summit right to the top and you find, okay, this is amazing. But then you still have to come down again. I don't know if it's a good analogy or not. Maybe it's useful, maybe it's not. If you don't know anything about how they summit Everest and how they have to acclimatize along the way, go check it out because I found it really inspiring as a symbol or as a metaphor for the inner work and for just life in general. How sometimes it feels like we're back at the bottom again, but we forget how far we've gone already. If we've been there, we can go there again. Okay, so I hope that that was helpful. If you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, subscribe. I'm hoping to do more of these along the way. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.